So let's take you through the grid for the sixth heat for X30 Senior Groups A versus E. Matthias van der Kerkhoff will start on pole position. He'll be joined by Luca Leistra on the outside of the front row. Victor Louis and Thierry Quinard will be on row 2, followed by Clément Outron and Anthony Bongarts. Clément Massot and Kevin Bakker round out row number 4 ahead of Alexis Constant and Thomas van Vliet. Charlie Gloom and Luca Moulin round out row 6 ahead of Marcus Gloom and Delano Vallens. Zachary Gernon, Monty Braithwaite, Kaz Orthaus, Koen de Rooij, Dennis Bowman, Mathis Renet, Ali Dax, Thijs van Dijk, Florent Dirda, Isabella Cazel and Raphael Boulard round out the starting order. 25 drivers, and then after this we'll have a little bit of an interview side of things with some of the drivers post-race from the variety of the finishing positions, and then we'll have a little bit of a break before we get underway with the final 3 races of today's action before we come back tomorrow morning at 10:20 local time here in Ostricourt. So a big thank you to everyone that has been watching so far this weekend. So once again, 10 minutes plus an additional lap will decide who will be our next race winner. And more to the point, well, provisionally 5 different winners from 5 different races. Could we have our first 2-time race winner, or could that run of different race winners continue here in Heat 6? So van der Kerkhoff and Leistra on the front row of the grid. Everyone in 2x2, rolling start formation order. As we come out of the final corners, revs rise, lights are on, and we are underway. Good start by van der Kerkhoff as Leistra loses 2 places. It's side by side for second as they go into turn 2 at absolutely heart-stopping rates of speed. And round the outside, that's possibly Clément Outron trying to make the move stick, and the lead has changed. We've had an accident on the exit of turn number 3, and that is the VDK racing car, I think, tried to pick out the number, but it was I think it might have been the 266 that might have been compromised, or 268 maybe, but well, that 268 would have been Clément Massot, might have been 208. No, Ellie Dax is a little bit further up the road, but the drivers making their way through. And at the minute, well, leading after the opening lap is going to be Luca Leistra, Clément Outron, Matthias van der Kerkhoff, Victor Louis, Alexis Constant, Clément Massot, Marcus Gloom, Anthony Bongarts, Kevin Bakker and Zachary Gernon, who's moved up from 5 spots. It was Charlie Gloom and Thierry Quinard that had the slight coming together. And Gloom, I don't think, has made it past the opening lap, but look at what's happening behind Luca Leistra. Outron van der Kerkhoff at loggerheads, and Outron up the inside at turn 8. Runs a little bit wide, a little bit of a bump between bumpers there. And now here comes Victor Louis, who makes it a 4-kart train at the sharp end of the field. Van der Kerkhoff goes defensive into turn 10. There's Clément Massot, who had to park it after the Nassau panel was unfortunately askew and moving on steering input and crosswind. But Clément Outron now leads. Leistra, 0.236 behind. Clément Massot in the TB car has just posted the fastest lap of the race. And Leistra diving to the inside. This could open the door for van der Kerkhoff. Could he get the pair of them? No, he can't. Et ça, c'est un bagarre fantastique aux têtes de la course entre les 4 pilotes. Leistra now back in the lead. Clément Massot is, I think the Jaws music is burning into my eardrums at the moment because Massot has got pace in that TB cart. Bottom of the top 10, I think, between Bongarts, Bakker and Van Vliet. Bakker's now at the back end of that top 3 squabble for 8th, 9th and 10th, and they've got a multitude of carts behind them. But Lystra Lystra. Oh, Van der Kerkhoff looks up the inside on Clément Outron, gets through at turn 3, retakes second position. So we've already had 2 races decided by a post-race penalty. Lystra lost his victory in Heat 1 due to a 3-second time penalty for being 2 wheels out of the tram lines. And we just had the same with Kevin Lantinga losing the race in Heat 5 for a 5-second blocking penalty. So Lystra is going to do what he can. He's going to stay on the racing line. Oh, he definitely went very, very hard into the apex and cut it a little bit, but still kept 2 wheels within track limits. 0.138 separates the top 2. 0.8 covers the top 5. Hold on to your hats, folks, because here comes the roller coaster. Van der Kerkhoff up the inside on Lystra for P2. Outron waiting in the wings, and nearly a 3-wide exchange coming out of turn 3 towards the bottom part of the, I think maybe the top 15 at the moment. We've still got 5 minutes and 40, plus an additional lap. Van der Kerkhoff. Oh, and Louis with a send and a half on Outron, and gives the rear bumper of Luca Lystra a little bit of a love tap at turn number 8. That manages to stop it in time, but hopefully that hasn't given him a front-fairing penalty. Outron returns the favour. Oh, 2 wheels in the air, and Clément Outron nearly lost a place to Clément Massot, who dives the inside of the final corner. And also, oh well, it's ding-ding round 2. It's like Bruno and Holyfield all over again between Alexis Constant and Clément Outron. But Anthony Bongarts has now split the pair. Bongarts looking, well, he was trying to defend there from Clément Outron, and makes, well, just keeps ahead at the meantime. So Clément Outron could have nearly have rolled that thing through turn 12 very easily. Outron back up the inside of Bongarts, and now there's a gesticulation saying, stop that, don't start playing that game with me. Now, Florent Dirda looks to be out of the race. I did see a driver standing by the left-hand side of turn number 10 on the entry. So Charlie Gloom out on lap 1. Florent Dirda, the Luxembourger, out on lap 5. But Van der Kerkhoff leading by about 3 and a bit tenths of a second. Still an opportunity here for Van der Kerkhoff to try and pull away from Lystra. Lystra wants to get a win on the board. Van der Kerkhoff already has one on Heat 3, so looks to continue that run of form. And if he wins 3 out of the 4 heats and finishes second in the 3 out of 4 heats and finishes second in the 4th one, well, that effectively puts him at the sharp end. Still another 3 heats to go until we conclude today's action here at Racing Kart JPR at Ostricourt. Of course, Junior and Senior X30 to focus today and tomorrow. And we'll have Mini Rookie, Mini, KA 100, 145 and 155, X30 Gentlemen, Senior Cup and Masters on Sunday. So Clément Massot has had Clément Outron up the inside, turn 3, and that is a change for position. So that is now 5th place in the hands of the 288, but is still being hustled along by the TB car. Anthony Bongarts and Thomas Van Vliet are right there with them. Marcus Gloom and Luca Moulin. And at your top 10, Kevin Bakker, Zachary Gernon, Delano Vellens, Monty Braithwaite, Dennis Bowman, Koen de Roy, Mathis Renet, Kazorthaus, Raphael Boulard, Isabella Gazelle, Ali Dax and Tyrone Quinard round out your 22 runners and riders that are still occupying the circuit. Thijs van Dijk now drops to 23rd and is last of the drivers that are still running. So Anthony Bongarts now has got past Clément Massot. Thomas van Vliet now waiting in the wings through into turn number 3. And a little bit of a touch between the latter two, so not exactly what you want. There's going to be a change for a second. Victor Louis has just passed Luca Leistra for P2, and Matthias van der Kerkhoff has started to pull away into the distance. So now Leistra is going to be very, very much hell-bent on getting past Victor Louis for that second place. They know that first is possibly out of the window, trying to chase it down and get that job done for van der Kerkhoff. He's looking pretty strong at the moment. He'll become our second different heat winner of the weekend so far. 15 heats for the drivers this weekend, so each will take part in 5 qualifying heats. Top 36 will go into the A final. The 36 after that will go into the B final, and then 4 drivers will end up having a very early shower tomorrow afternoon, as if to say, unfortunately, you didn't make it. Better luck next time. And Leistra and Louis very, very similar in their approach into the chicane. Next time around, we'll be going on to our penultimate lap, so we're on lap 10 out of 12. Two laps to go. Matthias van der Kerkhoff leads by nearly a second, ahead of Victor Louis, Luca Leistra, Alexis Constant, Clément Outran, Clément Massot, Anthony Bongarts, Thomas van Vliet, Luca Moulin, and Kevin Bakker continue to round out the top 10. This is going to be a very, very interesting last lap coming up very soon, because it's all for themselves. Everyone is here for, that's why they go racing. They want to compete, they want to win. And sometimes there are those drivers that push a little bit beyond the limit of adhesion and thereby try and get through by making it through some modicum of miracle wizardry, so to speak. But Massot and Bongarts and Van Vliet still battling away. Last lap underway as Matthias van der Kerkhoff, right, black and white warning flag for 2-1-2. Delano Vellens down in 15th. Monty Braithwaite has now made his way up into 12th and is pretty much with Marcus Gloom at the moment. So the Brit 2 positions away from the top 10 finish. However, Matthias van der Kerkhoff. So Matthias van der Kerkhoff, the man from Victory Lane, has been doing an absolutely stellar job so far this weekend. Overall pole sitter in time qualifying out of 76 drivers. And for both heats that he's competed in, he has started from pole position. Luca Leistra puts the fence in front of Alexis Constant, but encore une victoire pour ce pilote belge, Matthias van der Kerkhoff, le vainqueur ici au 6e manche de week-end pour X30 Senior. Presque 1 seconde d'avantage à la fin de cette course avant le pilote numéro 216 Victor Louis. Luca Leistra est 3e avant Alexis Constant, Clément Outran, Clément Massot, Anthony Bongarts, Thomas van Vliet, Luca Moulin et en 10e le pilote néerlandais Kevin Bakker. Marcus Gloom, Monty Braithwaite, Zachary Gurnan, Koen de Rooij, Raphaël Boulard, Mathis Renet, Delano Vellens, Kaz Nordhaus, Dennis Bowman, Tyrone Quinard, Isabella Gazelle, Thijs van Dijk, Ellie Dax round out the 23 finishers. Florent Deirdre out on lap 5. Charlie Gloom out on the opening tour.